Sports Talk with Playeragent3, another episode. My next guest is a Charlotte legend, UNC alum, 12-year NBA vet, Mr. Jeff Mcinnis. What's good, my guy?
Ain't nothing. How you doing, bro? Good to be on.
Appreciate you coming, man. Appreciate you coming. This is real big for me. So how things been going for you?
Been going good, man. Been grinding. Just got a new job. Combine Academy, the head coach of the prep national team. So everything been good this way.
All right, cool. So look, my first memory of you back in high school, Charlotte Royals. Okay, I'm from Wake Forest, a little town right outside of Raleigh. We had an AAU team, and we played you guys down at Davidson College.
Okay.
You was with the Charlotte Royals.
Sonics.
Was it the Sonics? Okay, it was the Sonics. Okay, the Sonics. I poked you in the eye. You was going to the basket, and I poked you in the eye. You got kind of upset with me, like you wanted it. You know, you was ready to fight. But that's my first memory of you. But those were good memories, man. Especially the Prep Star days.
Right.
I was with you at Prep Stars. So I have some fond memories, going up against you back in those, especially back in those high school days. Talk about the landscape in Charlotte, North Carolina, in terms of when you grew up. How did that shape and mold you to the player that you became?
I think the biggest difference is, like you said, we played. I played all day, every day. I try to tell my son, like, y'all work out for an hour and a half with a trainer, and that's it. Y'all don't play. Like, we physically played against older dudes. If you didn't win, you had to sit out for 2 hours to play again. So it was just like we played more basketball opposed to just like working out. The kids, there's a lot of kids with skills, but they don't know how to play.
Right.
So I think we played basketball a lot more than these kids do today.
Mm-hmm. Now you went to West Charlotte, but you left and went to Oak Hill Academy. How did that decision come about, and do you regret that decision?
No, it was different. Like you said, I grew up in Badersford Road was a little different than it is now when I grew up over there. So I think I could play basketball, we knew that, but academically and just my environment was a little too rough. So I had to get away. I was starting to hang with guys doing, not the best. I wasn't making the best decisions, put it that way. So
okay.
I know when I visited Oak Hill, I couldn't make those decisions because it was strictly school and basketball. So it was an easy decision if I knew what I wanted to do. And I had seen some guys close to me pass away, and I seen some guys go to jail. So it kind of made my decision easy.
Okay. Now thinking back on that, do you think, had you stayed at West Charlotte, do you think you would have gotten the opportunities that you got coming out of Oak Hill Academy?
I think I would have got the same opportunities, but I don't think I would have been ready to play major college because Oak Hill made me grow up I matured as a person, not just a basketball player. I think I would have been a basketball player, but not the person. So
right.
I wouldn't have been ready to go to Chapel Hill from West Charlotte.
Right,
just because my maturity level.
Right. So when you were at Oak Hill, you played with some top-notch guys. How was that for you playing at Oak Hill with some of the best players in the country? I mean, you were one of the top guards in the country at that time as well. But how was it, going having those guys on your teammates? Did it make life easier for you?
It just made me know how to play with other good players. Because at West Charlotte, Thad Bonaparte and myself kind of ran the show. Rest in peace, Bingo Smith was another good player. But yeah, when I got to Oak Hill, we had other good players, so you had to learn how to play with them. If I wanted to go to a major college and play against top players, I had to learn how to play with other good players. So it kind of matured me for that too. Now
when you signed at the University of North Carolina, and you guys had some heavy hitters your freshman year, Jerry Stackhouse, Rasheed Wallace, playing at Oak Hill, did that make that transition easier because you had the Jerry Stackhouse, the Rasheed Wallace? How did playing at Oak Hill make the transition easier for you?
It got me a lot more confident. I think my confidence grew just playing with those guys, and we played like a national schedule. We played the other best players in the country, so when we seen those same dudes in college, it was kind of like, hey, we already played you in high school. So confidence, I think my confidence grew when I came back to the program in Charlotte. I felt like I was the best thing smoking. So
yeah,
I mean, it just gave me confidence. I think that's the main thing.
Now, what did your decision come down to? Carolina? Were there any other ACC schools that were?
NC State was a major player in my recruitment. Michigan, but ACC schools, just NC State and Carolina probably were the only two that I would have took serious.
Okay, all right. Talk about Coach, rest in peace, Dean Smith. How did he have an impact on you as a player, as well as a person?
As a person, he's like another father figure to all his players. I mean, everybody has their own relationship with him. So for me, he came to Batesville Road, got me out of there, recruited me there, came to the neighborhood, and he was just different there. He spoke to everybody. He just was different, and he never talked about another school. He recruited me, and he only talked about what Carolina would do for me. So that was big because other schools would always talk about them. So I knew that was probably the place for me to be. But as a player, I mean, he molded my game. I already had the street game. He just taught me how to play like in a system and how to shape my game. Just molded me into a real good player.
Okay, all right. Now you guys at Carolina, most of the the former players, or Carolina as a whole, they have this brotherhood. Where guys come back every year.
That's Duke, man.
Especially,
Duke. We ain't got no brotherhood.
Well,
we just family. We just family.
My bad.
We ain't got no brotherhood.
Nah.
That ain't us.
Yeah, that's that Duke word, right?
Yeah, that's the Duke
word.
We just
but
family.
Do you think because I had Travis McKay on last week. He played at Wake Forest, and he said that the Wake Forest guys don't have that family. They don't have that family vibe, and he feels like that's the reason why the program is where it's at now. Do you think it's important for former players to have that tight bond, and just for the other guys coming in?
If it's real, I mean, if it's real, do it. But if it ain't real, don't do it. I think like the guys who we all talk, and it's not forced. You know what I'm saying? It's not nothing that we have. Hey, let's do this. It's just kind of like what we do. All of our guys are tight. We got the What's Up app. We all talk on it. I mean, it's just genuine. I think some schools try to force it and come back to this. And if it ain't genuine, it ain't genuine. But I think at Carolina, we're a family because most of the guys kind of stay in touch. We talk. We together. We invited to each other's houses and stuff. So I think it's just genuine with us. I'm not saying I don't know about other schools, but just with us, that's how it is.
Yeah. Do you think that's important in terms of when these coaches are going out recruiting, that these players see that a lot of the former players are still around the program and are supporting the program? Do you think that's important in terms of recruiting?
Oh yeah, nowadays, recruiting is a lot different too, because you recruiting kids for 6 months now with the one and done.
Oh,
you're not even recruiting you ain't have to sell the school that much. It's just about for 6 months period. This good restaurant, a couple classes here because the kids ain't staying no more. So it's a lot different, but I mean that's just where we at, and you just gotta adjust to it and deal with it.
Okay, all right. Now the ACC, you played in the ACC for 3 years. Talk about playing in the ACC and how that prepared you for the pro level.
The competition, like I said, you played against pros every night. Every point guard, Stephon Marbury, Travis Bass, Corey Alexander, you always was playing against pros. So for me, it just made me know that I could do it because I held my own with all of them, and they were all pros. So it just kind of let you know that you can play with some of the best players. And at Carolina, everybody gunning for you, so you had to play every night.
Right. And so when you talk about playing in the ACC, which has probably been the premier conference in the country forever, who was your toughest opponent, would you say?
That I played against in the ACC?
Yeah.
I'd probably have to say Stephon Marbury was probably my toughest. Everybody, I got crossed over by Childress, so everybody.
That was my next question.
Everybody talk about that crossover.
I was going to ask you that.
he had a good week. Chill, my guy. He had a good weekend. But Stephon Marbury probably was the best player in the ACC because he was just so tough. New York mentality, always coming at you full throttle. So
yeah.
I think Steph.
Yeah, you beat me to it, man. I was going to ask you, do the guys get on you about that?
Yeah, I hear about it all the time. I do a lot of camps with Under Armour, and all the boys be popping it up, showing it to me. So, yeah, there'll be a lot of that going on, but that just comes with it.
Yeah, it comes with the territory, man. Now, you were drafted in the second round to the Denver Nuggets.
37th pick, yeah.
Why did you, and you left after your junior season, do you feel like, if you look back, do you feel like you were ready, and why did you decide to leave after your junior season?
I felt like I was definitely ready. The draft I was in was a tough draft. I think if you look, it was one of the top drafts in ever. But that didn't discourage me. My granddad was sick. I was just tired of school at that point, for real.
Right.
I wanted to go. I wanted to play. I knew I could play up there, so it was an easy decision. Sometimes I look back on it and say, if I went to school, this and that, but I had a lot of players like Donald Williams, one of my boys. He came back to school and never played in the league. So you can always say but I seen it right there with Donald. So for me, I just did what I had to do for my family, and that's just what I say. I always say that, and I don't regret it.
So I was about to ask you that. Do you regret that decision? Now you were fortunate enough to play 12 years in the NBA. A lot of guys can't say that. Talk about that experience of actually being able to, I'm sure it probably was your dream to live out your dream and play for 12 years. How was that experience for you?
I mean, it was good. I mean, it's more business than people think. Like I always tell my son and I tell my players that I coach now, have fun now. Because when you get in the NBA, it's a business, man. Like it's not fun. Like you have 20 points and they just look at you like it's another game tomorrow. You never get pat on your back. It's just work. So it's good. It's glamorous to the fans and all that, but it's work. It's like work. You gotta go to work and do your job. If you don't, somebody gonna replace you. So it's fun. They drive nice cars, but they put in work too. So I think people gotta realize it is a job. So
I got another story, and this is an NBA story, and I don't know. And I'm pretty sure your son he's seen some of the highlights of you playing in the NBA, but probably my favorite memory of you playing in the league is when you played for the Cleveland Cavaliers. LeBron was your teammate, and you guys were playing down in Miami, and you it was a fast break, and you threw it back to LeBron, and he dunked on Damon. I think, was it Damon Jones? Yeah, he dunked on Damon Jones. That was probably one of my favorite.
Damon would talk. Damon Jones, my boy, but he talked a lot. In the game, he talked a lot. So he thought he didn't see LeBron coming actually, so I just kind of ran like I was gonna shoot it. He kind of chased me, and I dropped it back to LeBron. And when he turned around, he was just getting dunked on. So I mean, everybody, that was one of the best plays. But it was good for Damon though. My boy, he needed that. Yeah,
that was one of my favorite plays of you playing in the league. Who was your favorite team that you played for?
I like playing for the Clippers when we had Lamar Odom, Darius Miles. That group, Quentin Richardson, those was my guys right there. That was our crew. Elton Brand, those guys. Yeah, that was probably my favorite team. I think that was the best team, and the Cleveland too. But my favorite team was probably the Clippers. Just the way we were all so young and just we just.
Did you enjoy that LA life? How was that LA life?
Good, man. It's fun in the sun, man. You know that's good. We can't talk about that. I had a good time in LA.
Yeah. What about coaches, man? Like who would you say? Who did you like to play for? Like who was your favorite coach?
I say Bernie Bickerstaff is probably like one of my favorites. Paul Silas, those guys I still talk to. Alvin Gentry was cool. He's a good players coach. He's really good, X's and O's. Right now, Darvin Ham in the NBA with the Bucks. That's one of my guys. I talked to Darvin Stack with Vanderbilt head coach now. I talk to Stack a lot. Rashid, believe it or not, Rashid's a great coach of mine, man. People need to. He's gonna be really good because he's a great mind. Sometimes it don't come off right, but he's a great coach. So I think those are the guys that I connect with really mainly in the thing. Just who I talk to. And Byron Dink is at UNC Charlotte.
Yeah, I remember those guys. I remember. So I want to go back to your Carolina days for 1 second. Well, do you think you guys left something on the table in terms of the NCAA tournament? You, Stack, and Rashid.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you guys had a good team, and was it the first round you lost against? Was it Boston College or somebody? The second round?
That was our freshman year. Though,
oh, it was your freshman year. Okay.
We were scattered in and out, but I think the next year that was the one. I feel like when we lost in the Final Four to Arkansas.
Yeah. Is that the year they had Clint McDaniel? Was it Clint McDaniel and Corliss Williams?
Yeah, they had a good squad, but I thought we was the best team in the country that year.
Yeah.
We had a bad game at the wrong time, and it's only one game in the tournament, so if you do that, it just don't matter. But for me, I knew it was tough because I knew them boys was leaving, so I took it the worst, I think, because I knew them dogs was leaving. So
right.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
Now being someone who played with LeBron James, does your son, ask you questions about LeBron and some of the other players that you played with in terms of how they approach the game?
He do, but I think he vaguely remembers stuff. He see all the stuff, the shoes, the jersey signed to him, and all that. I don't think he really knows. They caught up in this new era. They think. All these boys, I don't know. They just he always argue me about Jordan. He think everybody's better than Jordan now.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's most kids.
So I tell him a little bit of stuff, but these kids, they hard-headed. But he don't give me no credit anyway. So.
Hey, he's tough, man. He's tough. Now, do you keep in contact with LeBron?
Not really. I see him, I talk to him, but not really. I just kind of do my thing here, man, in Charlotte. I talk to my guys from Carolina mainly, but not much.
Right. Team Charlotte. Talk about the AAU program that you started, and why did you start that program, and what's your vision for the program?
Well, I just started. I was training kids, doing some workouts, and then the kids were like, "You should just do a program." So Austin Descent, those guys, kind of James Demery, those guys, Keyshawn Woods, those were kind of the first Team Charlotte guys that when we started playing. And I just wanted to help kids get in college. I saw their hunger for it, and I just wanted to help and pour into them what I knew. And that's kind of how I started it. But then it became more serious, and then I got into it, and I was like, if we're going to do it, we might as well do it. So we got into it and started competing nationally, started beating some teams, and then we became, I remember a man, Kevin Descent, told me, you got to get this program to when people see Team Charlotte, they know it all over the country. So that stuck with me. And I wanted to get that program to that level, and I think we're there now.
Okay, on what circuit are you guys playing on? A Nike, Adidas circuit?
We're on the Under Armour circuit.
Under Armour,
yeah,
okay.
We're on the UA circuit. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So things about to ramp up for you in terms of the AAU program? Or?
Oh, yeah, July. Well, July is when it gets started. The coaches come back out, and we got the finals, the UA finals in July.
Okay, all right. I want to talk real quick. I want to talk about there's a lot of trainers today, and everybody who's been on the podcast, I pretty much talked to them about this subject. When you talk about skill development versus actually playing, running up and down the court, which one holds more weight in your estimation?
I think it depends on the player. It depends on who the player is. Both is important, but you can't do just drilling and you can't just play. I think now it go hand in hand. It's like lifting weights. You can't just lift weights and not shoot.
Right.
If you're a shooter, so I think it's both. But I think kids now are just caught up on the trainer part. It look good on Instagram.
Right.
It do. I mean, it do. Yeah. It look good on Instagram, but when you see that kid in real life, it's like, you know. So, I mean, I don't knock it, but it's just, what it is.
Do you think there's an oversaturation of skill development trainers? You think people are doing it just to get a buck?
Well, I mean, you see some of that, but I don't knock nobody hustle. I think everybody's good. You can learn from any trainer, and everybody trains different, but I don't knock nobody, what they do. I mean, everybody kind of got a voice. You can learn from anybody. Right.
Okay. All right. Now, you just got a new opportunity with the Combine Academy. Can you talk about that a little bit?
It was the time for me. I think I just want to show people I can coach. Just not an AAU coach. I'm bigger than that. And I got the opportunity to show people now, recruiting. I can get players. I think I can turn this into a national program. It's going to take some time, but we're going to hit the ground running. We already running with it now, so I'm making calls every day. So I just think it's a good opportunity for kids to, you don't have to go all the way to Oak Hill, nothing against it, but, you know, all over the country to play. You can play right in North Carolina and have the same opportunity that you would have anywhere else.
Okay, so this they actually have a campus.
Yeah, we have a campus.
Oh, where is it located?
Lincolnton, North Carolina.
Okay, that's right up the street, right?
Right.
Not
right.
too far.
About 35 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, all right. And you feel pretty good about, you know, the vision that these guys have with this academy.
Yeah, I feel real good about it. Yeah, they had a great vision, and our visions kind of are the same, so that's why the fit was good. So for me, it's just coaching basketball. I'm gonna do what I do. I ain't gonna get too caught up in the other stuff.
Yeah.
I just coach basketball and, you know, build teams and try to put the best product on the court I can.
Never any aspirations of coaching on the college or NBA level?
Right now I just like doing what I'm doing. I just want to grind with what I'm doing right now, focus on combine and getting the best team there for this year, and that's kind of how it is with me. I don't look ahead. I just kind of take this opportunity that I have now and just try to make the best of it and go from there.
All right, that's good stuff, man. I got one more question for you, man. Talk about, your son is here with you. What do you try to instill in him as a basketball player and as a man? What do you talk to him about in terms of what's important?
Just being accountable and doing everything you do hard. Like, I don't push basketball on him, but if you're gonna play, do it hard. Whatever you want to do it hard. We was just talking today at the house. I was loading the dishwasher. Like, man, how long these dishes gonna sit in this sit in the sink?
Yeah.
Man? You know what I'm saying? Like, you walking by every day, put them in the thing. You know, so you going to college, I'm not gonna be there. So just life skills, just how to be a man, and it's hard now. The world changed since I was a kid. You know, it's hard. They can't, just like the stuff just happened downtown. Kids having fun at a party and they shooting. So it's just, you never know. So I mean, I just try to tell them, like, take life a little bit more serious and keep your eyes open, man.
Okay. And he's going to school. Where is he going to school?
College of Charleston.
College of Charleston.
Yeah.
Did he ever have any pressure to kind of live up to his name?
Well, I don't think so, because I told him not to. Be yourself.
Right.
You can't be me. I can't be you. Just be yourself. Be your best you. And I think at times he played like that, but you know, if he work at it, he could be really good at it. But for me, he know I get on him. He don't put the work in. So.
Yeah. So I can't let you get out of here, man. I forgot about this, but I gotta ask you this question, since you actually played with LeBron, and I think you played against Mike too.
Yeah.
Who's the GOAT in your estimation? Because it's been a lot of chatter about it.
Man, Mike, Kobe, LeBron.
That's your order. Okay.
It's me, man. I mean, I love LeBron game. Don't get it wrong, but you know, it's a lot of argument, go back and forth. But I just seen those two dudes do some things, and I seen LeBron do some great stuff too. I'm not taking nothing from LeBron. He's a great player, one of the greatest. But I just, in my opinion, Mike, Kobe, LeBron. That's just me. But
yeah,
I know I'm gonna get killed on this, but it is what it is. That's how I look
come on,
at
man.
it.
Mike is a Carolina guy, and not just because he went to Carolina, but he is a GOAT. You know?
Right, he is, man. These young people, the younger people gonna say LeBron. Anyway.
I understand it. But hey, Chucky Brown told me a couple of weeks ago it was Kareem. You know,
right, so his era, that's right. See, that's his era. So it is what it is, though.
Yeah.
But they all good. They all Hall of Famers, so that's all that matters.
Yeah. Well, look, man, I appreciate you coming through, man. I know you got a lot going on, but I definitely appreciate you coming through, jumping on the podcast with me. Hopefully in the future I can get you back and we can talk about the success of the Combine Academy.
Oh, no doubt. Thank you, bro.
All right, appreciate it. Jeff Mcinnis, Sports Talk with Player Agent 3.